Have you ever looked at an organization and wondered why some seem to just sail through challenges while others completely fall apart? Well, a lot of the time, the answer is this powerful and visible force called risk culture. It's kind of like this secret operating system behind every big decision, and today we're going to decode it. And listen, the stakes here are incredibly high. The Institute of Risk Management puts it perfectly. When a company or an organization has a massive public failure, it's almost never just about one bad spreadsheet or a single mistake. If you dig down deep enough, you almost always find the real problem was the culture. Okay, so risk culture is one of those terms that gets thrown around a lot, right? Whether you're in tech, finance, government, you've heard it. But it can feel a little fuzzy. So let's nail down a clear, simple definition that you can actually use. To really get our heads around this, we can start with a really simple but awesome model. It's the ABC model, and it's the perfect way to see how any culture, not just risk culture, gets built. So, at its heart, risk culture is basically the unwritten rules of the game. It's the collective vibe, the shared gut feeling that tells everyone how to think about and handle risk. Forget the big, dusty policy manual, it's just the way we do things around here. And here's where that ABC model clicks into place. See how it flows? It all starts with our internal attitudes, what we all collectively think and feel about risk. Are we scared of it? Do we welcome it? Those attitudes then directly drive our behaviors, the actual stuff we do every day. And when those behaviors get repeated again and again, boom, they become the culture. It's a chain reaction. A leads to B leads to C. And that chain reaction brings us to probably the best metaphor for understanding culture ever. The iceberg. You know how an iceberg works, right? You see the tip sticking out of the water, and you think, okay, I see it. But the real mass, the part with all the power to do real damage, is massive, and it's completely hidden underneath. So here's the breakdown. Above the water, at the tip, you've got all the visible stuff, the official policies, the mission statements, the charts and reports. But below the surface, that's where the real magic, or the real trouble, happens. We're talking about those shared beliefs, the unwritten rules, those group dynamics that really control how people act when things get tough. That's the culture. Okay, so if the most important part of culture is hidden, how on earth can you change it? It feels impossible, right? Well, actually, all the research points to one huge factor: leadership. Leaders have the levers to actually shape what's happening below the surface. So leaders have this toolkit, you could say. They set the tone from the top with what they talk about, but even more critical is role modeling. People watch what leaders do, not just what they say. They have to create psychological safety, and this one is huge. It means making it okay for someone to raise their hand and say, hey, I'm worried about this, without fearing for their job. And of course, you've got to have accountability and the right incentives to make sure that doing the right thing actually gets rewarded.
I mean, this image just says it all, doesn't it? A leader's job isn't to pretend risk doesn't exist. It's to be the guide, to navigate the tricky spots, and to make sure the whole team feels confident and prepared for the journey ahead.
All right, theory is great, but let's make this super practical. How can you, right now, look at an organization and spot the difference between a really healthy culture and one that's, well, toxic? These are the universal red flags. They show up everywhere, no matter the industry. A culture of fear, where bringing up bad news is a career killer. Groupthink, where everyone just nods along because it's easier. And, oh, a personal favorite, when the pressure's on, risk management is the first thing to get tossed out the window. If you're seeing this stuff, you're looking at a culture in serious trouble. So, on the flip side, what does good look like? These are the green lights. In a great culture, challenging ideas isn't seen as being negative. It's actually expected and valued. People feel like they can be honest, even when the news is bad. And this is key. Talking about risk isn't some separate, scary meeting. It's just a normal part of how smart decisions get made every single day. So after all this, what's the end game? What is the absolute best case scenario that every organization should be shooting for? This is it. This is the ultimate goal. You want to build a culture that's so strong, so deeply baked into the organization's DNA, that every single person, from the CEO to the intern, instinctively acts like a risk manager. It's not a department's job, it becomes everyone's mindset. It really is a team sport. Just like the people in this picture have to rely on each other to get the job done safely and well, a truly mature risk culture is all about that collective effort. It's everyone being aware and pulling in the same direction. So that brings us right back to you.
After everything we've talked about, the ABC model, the iceberg, the red and green flags, take a second and think about where you work. How would you describe its risk culture? Is it a safety net that helps people take smart chances? Or is it a ticking time bomb hidden just below the surface? Honestly, the answer to that question could change everything.